14 points ain't
Welcome
bad for a
to
receiver.
Let's Be Real Media, a podcast network that provides your official game plan for sports, culture, and music. Headlined by the Let's Be Real podcast, featuring P Shark, Scott Lido, Tail Shakir, Trevor, Sheedy, and Savage, and includes other podcasts like the I Don't Know Sports podcast by Savage, the Let's Tighten Up podcast by P Shark, Scooting with Sheedy by none other, the name says it itself, Sheedy, Pittsburgh County podcast by Trevor, and Let's Talk About It by Uncle Mike. You can follow us on social media at LB Real Media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And as you can see, the website, go on the website, lbrealmedia.com to check us out. Thanks. Let's be real about Twitter fingers.
Baby fingers. Baby fingers. Got an extra special guest with us today, y'all.
Yep, Eva, where is it going? But as y'all see Tuke's name, welcome back, Superman. We'll get into that in a second. But first up, like Scott's name says, wins and losses. We're going to talk Would You Rather as the entire episode's Twitter fingers, as we saw a lot of Twitter fingerings after the Jokic and Morris, Markieff Morris ordeal that happened earlier this week. So, would you rather Jokic brothers or the Morris twins? Who you got?
I would probably rather go with the Jokic brothers. They look a little intimidating. They look like they built a little different, and they probably fight a whole lot different than we probably fight over here in America. I've seen Jokic in person. I'm not sure what his brother looks like, but I just naturally wouldn't want to smoke with the Jokic brothers. So give me the Jokic brothers on that one.
They look like they got guns somewhere hiding in a house somewhere in America and somewhere in Serbia. They look like the security bosses. You get to the next, the final boss, and he got security or something. Like you got to go through them to get to the boss, and they are somebody not to mess with. So I'm gonna go Jokic brothers, but I like how like the Morris brothers are trying to seem like, oh, you pushing from the back. Yeah, we from Memphis. One thing we learned, if you're going to fight, never turn your back on somebody. That's rule number 1 or 2. Don't get onto a corner and don't turn your back on a person. He turned his back, and what happened? Jokic shouldn't have been suspended because he initiated, but that's all I got to
say. Yeah, I seen a couple of people talk about on Twitter specifically saying the Morris twins. I was like, I understand. They are perceived as tough guys, they supposed to have them hands. But it's got you on mute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. I was saying I feel like they were doing that to ride with the culture, which I think everybody would want to, but that looks like an L that nobody wants a part of. I wouldn't want a part of that L. So,
bro, they made a Twitter account to say y'all don't want to smoke with us.
Right. And now we got our brother in here, Trevor.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late, man. Had to do some last minute adulting real quick. So you know how that go.
Right. Saturday mornings. But Who you got? Would you rather? Jokic. Well, you got the name. Jokic versus Morris. So perfect timing. Who you got? Jokic versus Morris twins.
I've always had a strong disdain for the Morris twins because they never want smoke, but they always act like they won't smoke. They always have a reputation of being dirty players practically since they were at Kansas. So I'm just we're gonna keep it a bean here. But if I had to choose, I'm riding with Jokic. Jokic is one of them folks you look like you don't want to cross because a lot of people are looking at this fight, but a lot of people forgot about the I think it was a flagrant 2 that he got in the playoffs when he smacked Devin Booker. Exactly, Ryan. Them Jokic brothers giving them the mafia vibe. Feel like we back playing Grand Theft Auto 4 with Nico Bellic and them with the East. So
I just had this random memory. If y'all remember, Malibu's Most Wanted when his friends went to go look for Brad, And the friend that had, he was like, "Is that a freaking musket?" Like that's what I feel like the Jokic brothers.
And one don't know how to drive a tank.
I need to go watch that movie.
Yeah.
And one, I'm pretty sure one of them know how to drive a tank. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Jokic brothers as well. Like when you don't have a Twitter account, I don't know where they heard word from that one of the Morris twins had tweeted, but somebody had to tell them, and the folks went and created a Twitter account to specifically bite back at them.
Specifically, talk to them. Yeah, they. And then you saw how they hopped up, and like I said again, going back to the playoff file, you saw how quick they hopped up when they was getting ready to scrap with the Sun. So I don't think the Morris twins want no problems with them Jokic boys, man. I'm just telling you.
Right. But I do have another question for y'all. So I seen like my guy specifically, I got Zach on Twitter, Zach No Randolph. He was getting on the Miami Heat players for like not really doing nothing. You know, not after the game when they had, you know, the picture scene on the elevator, everything. Wait for
which you should frame. You should definitely frame that picture and put it on.
It's definitely coming probably right here.
Right.
Yeah. There you go, Sharky.
Yep. But you know, I'm a proponent, like, you know, that's Bam, Jimmy. I don't need the folks getting suspended. Like, no, we got Udonis Haslem over here sitting on this bench who ain't playing, who just sitting there getting paid. I need him to come off the bench and handle their business, right? How y'all feel about that?
No, I feel like, you know, players like that, I mean, you got to take one for the team Udonis Haslem. Like, we paying you quite a bit. I'm not sure what his contract is like, but he ain't getting that many minutes. Like, you know, him, you know, pushing somebody or attempting a punch or whatever, like, take one for the team, you know, make sure that nobody, make sure we don't come off as soft. He should be the one to take the L for the team.
Another person who should take the L, ESPN, because when Udonis Haslem actually played, these folks had the audacity to tweet that him and Melo had been going at it for years. I'm like, where? Like, show me in the record book where there's been a favorable matchup between Udonis Haslem and Carmelo Anthony. Like, please. And there's no disrespect to Udonis Haslem at all. He's had a great career. Don't get me wrong, but y'all saying that like that's Kobe versus T-Mac or something. Like, bro, chill, ESPN, for real. Hold that L, please.
Oh man, I missed the catches. Yeah, ESPN need to take the L. Well, you know, they already got L of the year, so I mean, they're just gonna continue racking them up.
Multiple.
They got bullet points. They got a whole ESPN. Bang, 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 bang. And they ain't done yet. We got another month and a half left in here. They ain't done.
Tough scene.
Yeah.
Oh, well, before we get to Tunica Trevor, let's go ahead and get into just one headline. Of course, I saw OBJ sign with the Rams after shout out to the Titans. I was at the game. Y'all see my name, Hollywood Shark. I don't think he has their own line, but, you know, that's just me. That was their problem. But Cam Newton signed with the Panthers. I just want to get Tuke. We did talk about in Twitter Spaces the other night, but just want to get Tuke to get his piece on it real quick before we get to Tunica Trevor.
Man, it was shocking because, like, y'all know me. If it was a team Cam Newton could have signed to, I didn't expect us to be, you know, a part of it all. You did play significant minutes in 06. That's true. And
That's
still
true.
getting paid 15 years later. Hey, when you know your role in your job, you got to do what you got to do. But no, as far as Cam Newton goes, man, y'all know me. I'm a huge Panthers fan. Cam Newton, my favorite player outside of Steve Smith. So once I saw that, you know, we was meeting with him, I'm tweeting like, y'all, don't get my hopes up. Don't get my hopes up. Like, leave it alone. And then when I see that he signed, it was like all the emotions kind of hit like at one time. So even if like this, like y'all said he was done playing. I said he was going to be the Carmelo Anthony of the NFL. Y'all see what Melo doing for the Lakers, and like Cam Newton, you know, even though some would say he got his job taken by Mac Jones and whatnot, Cam Newton still looks good. We don't need him to be MVP Cam Newton. He literally has the best weapons he's had in his entire career. Blocking ain't worth for nothing, but we'll talk about that later. Welcome back, Superman. I'm like, shout out to Scott Federer, to our general manager. Like, we're right at the wild card, and we just needed something to make that extra push that can possibly get us into the playoffs. And I think signing Cam Newton is going to do that for us. So, welcome back, Superman. Welcome back.
Yeah, look at the MC standards, y'all. Definitely got a shot because
we got a shot. We got a shot after all this Sammy D slowness, and like we got a shot. And our defense is number 2 in the league. Who would have known? I said top 10. I ain't think top 2 though.
Yeah, after the top 5 or 6 teams, y'all there, and the 6th team is the Saints, and we see what they got going on with Trevor Siemian and everything. So, yep, y'all right there. Y'all got a shot.
It's there, man.
Christian McCaffrey back. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Our offense was just getting frustrated with
Sammy. Exactly. Like, he has weapons now. CMC's healthy. I haven't heard Robbie Anderson this year. I'm pretty sure he still.
Been chilling.
Sammy D ain't been connecting with him. I ain't know what it is. Like y'all heard me. I thought he was gonna have a better season than DJ.
They just ain't been connecting. New York. Yeah, they played together in New York.
My biggest fear, though,
that's all I want is the playoffs. That's all I want.
My biggest fear is just the fact that, like, to your point too, like they don't have an offensive line. Like, and that's the part that scares me. I think the last time we saw Cam was last year in New England, and part of Cam's issue was he was turning the ball over, and New England didn't have a good offensive line. Again, understanding he has better weapons, but that would be my concern. Is I think we've all seen the importance of good offensive play line, and if you do not have a good offensive line, it almost is irrelevant what you have on the outside. So I'm hoping that they at least, I think with at least having a more mobile quarterback, then that at least buys him some extra time in the pocket to make the throws or make whatever plays that he needs to make for the team. But that's really, really concerning. That's a huge red flag, though.
Gonna be 3 more.
Yep, that's been the question for years.
That has been the question for years.
Not to see. He got weapons now.
Yeah.
He got weapons.
I think he still got it. We'll see though. He got a little something left in the tank.
We just gotta win, man. We just gotta win. Like arm or no arm, like Tim Tebow won. We can win. And like I said, we get a top 2 defense. Come on, man. Come on.
Al Davis said the best. Just win, baby.
That's where I'm at with it.
Y'all do got some competition for that last spot, for last 2 spots. Russell Wilson is returning, but we'll get to that in our pickems in a second. But Trevor, Tunica Trevor.
Good. It feels good to be back. It feels good to be back in the saddle, or in Tunica for that matter. But just to update you guys, because we had a bye week last week. I am currently sitting at 20-15. This is dating back to week 1 of the college football season. So without further ado, gonna be honest, these week's games have been tough to really decide on as far as the NFL is concerned, because given the bizarre week that was last week with week 9, with big time teams that are looking to possibly have some serious playoff implications, losing the teams that they should beat, i.e. Dallas, i.e. Buffalo. It was kind of tough this week. But for my 2 NFL picks, and I do have a question for one. Sharky is, because I heard about Ryan Tannehill. Is he playing Sunday?
Yeah,
he's playing Sunday. All right. So give me the Titans at
might be the flu game, but he playing.
Okay. So give me the Titans at 2.5 against the Saints. I think a lot of people are still, Vegas is not buying the Titans for whatever reason. And I think 2.5 is just a little bit too low for a team, especially coming out that impressive win in LA against the Rams.
And Kamara is out. Alvin Kamara is out.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara is out for them as well. And I think they're buying a little bit too much stock in Trevor Siemian. Yes, he beat Tom Brady 2 weeks ago, because last week the Buccaneers were on a bye. But you got to put some kind of respect on the Titans. So give me the Titans here at -2.5 this week in their matchup against the Saints. Yeah. Did you just mention it? As a second one that I'm possibly looking at, because all of these were really really iffy. I'm probably going to look to the Monday night game with the Rams and the 49ers. The Rams are a 4-point favorite in this game. Of course, they're going to be fired up after the loss last week to Tennessee. Stafford has been declared that he's going to be active. He's going to be playing Sunday. Von Miller's making his debut. OBJ's making his debut. So, it's going to be a lot of hype around that. San Francisco is formidable. They'll probably keep it close. Panthers are actually
Against who? Against Arizona?
Against Arizona?
Oh, that might be
gonna
true.
get whooped.
Now keep in mind, Cam Newton is not playing this week.
Yes,
Cam Newton's not playing this week.
But it's I was about to say it's Kyler Murray playing, but we saw them last week at Alabama.
Yeah. So Arizona found a way to win with Colt McCoy. So there's
who is the Panthers quarterback?
Kyler Murray not playing.
No, it's PJ Walker, the one guy that signed from the XFL.
Yeah.
So
and Matt Barkley.
That plus 10.5 ain't looking too high right now. I'm just gonna be real with you. If Cam was playing, then yes, I would probably take it. But Cam's not playing this week, and the Cardinals have been rolling practically all season long. I just can't see how Carolina stays within a touchdown in the field goal there. But
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that's exactly my point, Savage. I think the Rams are at least can be a touchdown favorite there. I think 4 is too low of a spread for them. So give me the Rams at -4 there, and then of course the Titans at -2.5 for my 2 NFL picks. As far as my college picks,
I'll take Tennessee to cover.
I'm actually gonna do it, and I will down that hill. I'm actually gonna do it. I will gladly take the L there. Tennessee plus 20. Tennessee will stay within 20 points against Georgia.
I believe so too. Not saying this will be a one-score game.
To be honest,
within 20.
Georgia has not seen this fast tempo offense that Tennessee brings to the table. Tennessee does not need the ball for a long time to put up points. Just look at the stats last week against Kentucky. They lost the time of possession battle, and they still won this game. Yes, Tennessee. I will down this hill. I will take the L next week for this. They will stay within 20 against Georgia. I really do believe.
Hey, another thing, Georgia offense. I mean, they've been scoring, but they not like.
That's why I said that's what's going to be key. Can Georgia score enough to cover this 20? And I hate to use Missouri as a sample size, but we put up 64 against Missouri. Georgia was only able to put up 43. Now, granted, Georgia has a great defense. Don't get me wrong. Georgia has probably the best defense in all of college football, but I don't know. It's just they haven't seen the fast tempo offense like Tennessee, and I really think that's going to bother them a little bit. So, give me Tennessee to stay within 20 against Georgia, and then
hey, we ain't talking about winning, bro. We just said cover.
We just said cover the spread. I didn't say that they will win.
Right, chill out.
Hey, if by something,
I'm just happy for y'all. Sharky and Trevor, I'm just happy for you because y'all sound so much. Y'all have so much life now talking about the balls. Because like 6 months ago or a year ago,
God, they fun to watch, bro.
I
think we got that hype.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't expect the Vols to win this game, but I do expect them to stay within 20. And then for my second bet, shipping things over to the Big Ten, give me Michigan at -1.5 over Penn State. I think Michigan is going to do exactly what they do, establish the game on the ground with the running attack. Penn State has lost 3 of their last 4 games. They don't have no kind of a rushing attack. Michigan has a pretty decent pass defense. So give me so yeah, give me Michigan -1.5 against Penn State today. So and for those that probably want some NBA bets, I got a couple of those as well that are enticing. Give me the Wizards tonight. I believe there are a 4-point favorite in Orlando. Wizards have won 3 in a row. Yes, they'll be without Bradley Beal, but I think they have just enough around them with Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma, who's been balling, Montrezl Harrell, who's been balling, to make this interesting. Orlando is coming in. They're not even averaging 100 points a game in Orlando. Their leading scorer right now is Cole Anthony at 19 a game, but he's like mad inefficient. So I expect Washington to keep it rolling there. And then a second one, give me Boston at -2.5 over Cleveland. Both teams played last night. Both teams won. But Cleveland's still kind of trying to adjust to playing without Colin Sexton. Boston's going to be without. I forgot who's going to be out for Boston. They're both are going to be missing key guys, but I think Boston does just enough to cover that there. So I know I gave a lot of bets today, but just to run them down for college football, give me Tennessee plus 20 against Georgia, Michigan minus 1.5 against Penn State. For the NFL, Titans a 2.5 favorite, minus 2.5. The Rams -4. And then for those that want to venture to the NBA, Wizards -4, Celtics -2.5.
Show. Stay away from the Grizzlies. I don't know the Memphis Tigers line against North Carolina Central, but probably could take that one.
You could probably take that one too. And then the Tigers are a 5-point favorite against East Carolina today, but it's a little too close to kick off, so that's why I didn't throw that one out there.
Nice. Stay away from the 500 Grizzlies.
Please, dude. I'm telling y'all, if it be forewarned. Check out the Starting Five podcast on Monday. If by some chance the Grizzlies do not win this game tonight, just be forewarned, Grizz Nation.
Yeah, I think that may break Twitter. If Grizz lose tonight against New Orleans, I think that may break Twitter. I may have to not be on tonight because all the shows gonna be out tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough thing. But anybody else got any questions? Cool. Let's go and get to these NFL mid-season power rankings. So this week we didn't do no combination. Everybody's gonna present their top 5 mid-season rankings so far. So guess we'll start with Tuke, Skylar, Trevor, and then end with me.
Yeah, and actually, as we go, let's go 5-1 instead of 1-5.
Okay.
I want to do that. See how that looks. So Tuke, you up.
Sounds good. All right, number 5, I got the Dallas Cowboys. Believe it or not. Number 4, the Packers. Number 3, the Rams. Number 2, Titans, and number 1, Arizona.
Dang, you copied me.
That's almost man.
I gotta start tapping in with you, Lito, because you kicking our ass in this record thing. Yeah, is Lito still winning?
It's really me, myself, and Trevor just kind of leading the pack now. It ain't even me.
It's you yourself. So I mean, it's all good. So I got to start tapping in and see what your thought process is, man, so I can start winning. But that's my
yeah. So mine was very similar, if not the exact same. I had Dallas at 5, Green Bay at 4, Tampa at 3. Tennessee at 2, Arizona at 1. I almost put Tennessee at 1. But I think what Arizona did last week in beating San Francisco in the way that they did, I think we talked about it on this podcast about Kyle Shanahan being overrated. I had his back. But that loss I was like, okay, I see the light now. But I think Arizona has played well for the most part of the season. They have the best record in the best conference, in my opinion. So I think that's worth something. I think the other thing to highlight, and I think everybody kind of knows this, is 4 of at least the 5 that I have are all from the NFC. Only one team is from the AFC. So Tennessee's kind of running away with this thing. But I mean, Tennessee, in my opinion, has also looked really, really well. That 4-game stretch that they just came off of, is unreal. And to literally go undefeated in all those and you still lose your best player and still win, going into LA like they did, that is absolutely unheard of. So I'm actually glad that Tennessee is doing well. Tampa Bay is going to always be there. Green Bay, and of course Dallas. I think I wouldn't, if I was a Dallas fan, let me give some hope to the Cowboys fans. Last week's loss wasn't too bad in my opinion. I think most teams have a bad loss throughout the season, so I wouldn't be too cautious about that. I mean, I think everybody's team on this podcast just had a really bad loss too. So I wouldn't even be too pressed about this. So
except the Steelers. I don't think y'all lost anybody bad, have we?
Nope.
We haven't lost anybody bad, but we have some losses all right, man. Come on.
Okay, the Bengals game. That's probably the only game.
The Bengals aren't bad,
game is probably the only game.
Come on, man.
Man, savage. Don't know about that care, man. But I told you last year that defense was bad. That's a whole different story. It had nothing to do with you. I just knew that defense.
Yeah.
I got Cards, Titans, Rams, Bucks, Packers. That's why.
That's nice. Well, for me, I have at 5, I have the Green Bay Packers. At 4, the Dallas Cowboys. At 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tennessee Titans at 2, and then Arizona closes it out at 1. So I really don't have an explanation. Of course, Arizona has been balling all season. Very impressive win without Kyler Murray against the 49ers last week. Tennessee, I wanted to put the Rams on this list too, but I think Tennessee has kind of shown just a little bit on how you can kind of rattle the Rams a little bit. Like if you can get to Matt Stafford and keep him in the pocket and just kind of make him rush his throws a little bit, you kind of see what happened there. Tampa Bay is going to be there. Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay. Yeah, they had that loss to New Orleans, but I think they're going to be back and ready to roll this week against the Washington football team. The only reason I went Green Bay at 5 is they did everything to win and lose the game against Kansas City last week. Granted, they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, but that game was just terrible last week against Kansas City. But they're still formidable once Aaron Rodgers gets back. And then to Skyler's point, when you talked about Dallas, last week's loss against Denver was just an outlier. You just got Dak back. Dak was a little rusty. Denver has pretty much shown that they've had a pretty decent defense. And then Teddy Bridgewater just played out of his mind that game. So you just chalk that one up as an outlier, and then you just keep it rolling. So that's my top 5.
Yeah, and before Sharky goes, I think you mentioned something really important, which is why the Rams weren't in my 5. I was thinking of the quarterbacks that's in the 5, maybe outside of Kyler Murray, but Matthew Stafford has shown once, if not twice, that when it's time to be that guy, be the guy, like lead your team to go get a win, he's kind of failed at that too many times, in my opinion. Again, it's only halfway through the season, but that's my word with him, and that's why they're not in my 5. Again, defense is legit, no problem. And
oh yeah,
they added Von Miller, and they just added OBJ. They'll be in the 5 eventually, but Stafford is like, I don't know about that, bro. I think
Sharky, is he frozen?
I think he's frozen.
He froze.
Because he had to
he's coming back.
There you
Sharky,
go.
on you.
Yep. Slow internet. But hey, also I listen mostly the same. I'm more close to the Ryan's list. Actually from 5. Just a little switch around. I got the Bucks at 5th, Rams 4th, Packers at 3, Titans 2, and Cards at 1. It was tough leading Cowboys off, but I mean it was a coin flip between like Rams, Bucks, Green Bay, and Cowboys. I just went by the Bucks. They lost tough games to the Saints. They were on the bye. Rams, laid the egg Sunday night against the Titans, and Green Bay very well could have been one. If Aaron Rodgers didn't have the COVID thing, they literally only lost because he didn't play. I mean, Chiefs beat them 13-7, so they very well could have been. They probably would have been one if it wasn't for that whole ordeal. So that's why I put them 3.
Yeah.
Cowboys, just I guess compared to other teams that lost last week, the Broncos, I guess it's considered a bad loss, but the Broncos are 5-4. They're in the playoff race, so it's not.
Yeah, they're in the playoff race. Yeah, exactly.
And it's more so the way they lost, more so than the team they lost to, so to say. Also, the Ravens, before the loss to the Dolphins, the Ravens could have been the second AFC team potentially in the top 5.
They would have been in mine.
I would have put them in the top 5, but you lost to Tua, who could barely throw the football down the field. Because if you saw the ball how it was coming out of Tua's hands, it was not pretty. So when you lose that game, I just can't put you in the top 5. So.
Look, I tried to make it a case that it was Thursday night football, but still, like what y'all just said about Tua, like y'all lost to that man.
Yeah, they were shut out, Ryan, but at the same time, I mean, you gotta put some kind of respect on the Broncos, man. Like the Broncos they're literally right there in the playoffs. Like they're in the playoff hunt right now. Because honestly, be honest, let's look at it. If you look at the AFC West right now, the Chiefs are kind of up and down. The Raiders are falling apart, and then the Chargers are kind of cooled off a little bit since earlier in the season. So it's still an opportunity there for Denver. So, I said a lot of that you can definitely say that, but
I'm kind of like Ryan when they got shut out. Like they were down 30-0.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shutout. I don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
I still believe it was just an off week, but it's like, oh man.
So I have a question, and then after this question, then we can move on to the pick'em the pick'em games. We can just make this super quick. But of your 5, what team did you not trust completely? Like what team in your 5 could you say, I could potentially see them having maybe potentially missing the playoffs, them falling off. So same order.
The reason I traded Aaron Rodgers is because I don't trust him. Y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can call it me being petty because I'm petty. I'm mad as hell from that week 1. Y'all can call it whatever, but I don't trust the Packers. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers' line ass. I don't trust his coach. I trust his receivers. His receivers pretty good, but I traded Aaron Rodgers for a multitude of reasons, and the fact that I don't trust him is one of them. So that's mine.
Good one. And the reason I asked this question, and I'll go ahead and get mine. The reason I asked this question is because, again, most of our 5 has an NFC team in it, and one of those teams more than likely could either not make the playoffs or not even win a game in the playoffs, really. So that's the thing. Like somebody, whether it's the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Packers, or whatever, like somebody was not going to win a playoff game. For me, I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Dallas Cowboys. That's the team I don't trust. They've shown us religiously over the past 20 years that what can go wrong will go wrong, and it seems
that's the obvious pick.
You see how I set that up, right?
That's the obvious pick.
But I think I would be cautious about their defense. I think what Denver did last week, again, it's one game, and I think prior to that, Dallas's defense has played much better than we all thought they would. But what Denver did last week was like, okay, like that's worth a red flag. And then 2, Randy Gregory I think he just went on IR, which has been like their best pass rusher on their team throughout the season too. So that would be my team.
For me, I would have to say the Green Bay Packers. I'm kind of with Tuke here. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers here. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. They're going to win the NFC North. We know that for a fact. But I think once they get to the playoffs, I could see them losing early to somebody like the Rams or someone that they probably will get a not so favorable matchup in that first round. And I have a question for Savage. He said the Cardinals will get bounced out. My question to Savage is still, who exactly? I think the Cardinals are peaking too early. It could happen.
That's fair.
That is very fair.
I do think the denominator for all our lists are the top 2 teams are 2 teams that a lot of like national media and a lot of people who don't really think are as good as where they are, which are the Titans and the Cardinals. So I think with me personally, I'm on the very minority of this. The Sunday night game had a lot to do with it, but the Rams for me, I think Matthew Stafford, 0 playoff wins. I understand a lot of that was Detroit, a lot of that was him too. I think when Matthew Stafford was in Detroit, it was a lot of blame going on to him. All of a sudden, when he asked for a trade, all of a sudden everybody said, "Oh, it was all Detroit. Detroit messed him up." So I'm like, okay, which is it? So now I see just a straight Detroit. And now after Sunday night, him throwing them 2 picks back to back, it was like, you know what? I don't know if I trust Matthew Stafford in the playoff game.
It's a combination of both because Detroit did a terrible job of actually building the team around him, and then it was actually him himself not being able to basically come through because he's only been to the playoffs like once, and that was that playoff loss to the Dallas Cowboys.
That they got cheated in. They did get cheated.
Yeah, which they got cheated in, but it is what it is. But yeah, like any of these teams really could, I think with the exception of probably the Titans, could fall off as far as like losing early in the playoffs. So like everybody makes some great points, but I think it's going to be Green Bay. I think Green Bay gets bounced early because they're either going to match up with the Rams or the Bucks in the first round, and it's not going to be favorable for them.
Yeah, that's why it's opposite of me. I don't trust the Matthew Stafford against Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers in the playoff game.
There you go.
Hey, that Super Bowl is in LA for a reason.
Cool.
Stay woke. That's all I got to say.
Hey, the Minnesota Super Bowl was in Minnesota for a reason. Minnesota got bounced in the NFC Championship game, so plays happen.
Hey, it happens.
It's good times. Of course.
Agreed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
They always have a good defense.
Come a long way.
That first pick though that he threw, they wanted to do. That was defense, but I don't know why he threw that ball. That was Carson Wentz. Had flashbacks to Carson Wentz.
Our show was like, bro, Stafford, just take the safety, bro. It's just.
Yep, I know. I knew he made it to the playoffs twice. Yep.
Oh yeah, he did make it to the playoffs twice. I'm sorry, he did. Yeah, was that the Matt Hasselbeck Seahawks before they had Marshawn Lynch?
Nah, I think that was.
Or was it Russ?
I think it was Russ. I think it was Russ.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Stafford. That would have been boy.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna get to our week 10 picks.
All right. So I tried to pick 3 games that's really going to all make us really think to try to separate, or maybe potentially close the gap on our standings, which I will have the updated standings on next week. But the first game up is a matchup of 2 teams, in my opinion, that are very, very similar. The Cleveland Browns and the New England Patriots. This game is going to be, in my opinion, it's going to tell a lot about both teams, in my opinion. So let's go in the order of Sharky, Trevor, Tuke. Actually, no, Sharky, Trevor, Skylar, then Tuke.
There you go, because I want to go after you.
There you go. That's the order for the pick'em games. Tell me who y'all got winning for these 2 teams.
Give me it's a good one. Give me the Patriots though. I think it's at New England, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been looking really good lately. The Browns now, it was something about Baker looking better without Odell. That's true. Hey, you can't deny that anymore. I don't know for whatever reason. Odell requires too much attention. I don't know what the case is, but he's been much better without him. But a road game at New England, the way New England's been playing, and their defense, what Stafford just alluded to, Mac Jones been the best quarterback in this draft, and pass defense has been good too. And you remember, I think they're like 4-4 or 5-4. They probably should have beat the Bucs. I know woulda, coulda, shoulda, but they were right there at the end. That game, it was another game that were right there at the end, so they very well could even have a better record. Yep, Cowboys. And no Nick Chubb. That's Ryan just said no Nick Chubb. Also, although Dearness Johnson did pretty good the last game he was out, but yeah, give me the Pats. It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a good game, but give me the Pats.
Yeah, this game here, much like the Browns Steelers game, I think 2 weeks ago, is gonna have some serious playoff implications for both teams. Like the loser of this game, more than likely, is gonna be out, and the winner of this game is probably, of course, gonna have a strong case for the playoffs. As Sharky said, the Pats have been playing great football as of late, and I think they smell blood in the water. I think with the Bills having that dud last week against the Jaguars, the Patriots win this game, there's a very good chance they could close in on Buffalo to possibly win the division and make the playoffs. So I'm gonna take the Patriots here. Mac Jones has looked good. He's fit for this Patriot system, and if Bill Belichick don't know how to do nothing else, he knows how to coach defense. No, like Ryan said, no Nick Chubb for the Browns. Yeah, Baker looked good without Odell last week. Granted against the Cincinnati Bengals, but yeah, give me the Patriots here. I think the Patriots are starting to smell that they could win the AFC East, and I think they're going to seize the moment this Sunday.
I'm actually going Cleveland. The only reason I'm going Cleveland Browns is because this is my last hope, because I picked the Cleveland Browns to win the AFC North, and I got that much hope.
I mean, after the Ravens lost to the Dolphins,
hey, Skyler, that's Skyler.
As a Steelers fan, that was tough for me to do. The reason I picked Cleveland to win the AFC North, and the reason I'm going to pick them to win this game, is because of their defense. Now, the defense struggled most of the season thus far, but I think I've seen them start to kind of, get their thing. I basically seen their defense get better.
I hear Brown supporter.
Their defense get better. And I'm still not that trusting of Mac Jones just of yet. If you see who they beat, the only quality team that they beat is the Chargers. I mean, Turkey, you did say that they almost beat the Cowboys and they almost beat the Bucks, but they didn't. Yep. So I think the Browns defense will be the reason that Cleveland wins this game. If Cleveland loses a game, I'm done with them. I will never in my life pick the Cleveland Browns to win anything in the AFC North again.
And you better pray to the good Lord above that the Pittsburgh Steelers don't win the AFC North. Because your Steelers card is going to be left for HR if by some chance the Steelers win the AFC North.
and guess who won't have a card? And guess who else going to be losing their job? Ben Roethlisberger. I'm fine with that.
Exactly. Hey, that's fine. Both be gone. We'll send them off happy as well. But boy, oh boy, I'm just saying.
I'll forget that.
I'm also second Lito. I'm happy you went before me, so I won't be standing on the hill alone. But y'all know I'm gonna roll with Baker. Definitely look a lot more comfortable since Odell left. And if you look at the last 3 games, their last opponents haven't scored 20 points. So pretty much you were asking the Patriots to score 20 points against this Brown defense in order to win, which I don't see happening. So give me the Browns. Plus, they beat my Panthers, too, and I'm kind of pissed about that, too, last week. So, yeah.
All right. Skyler. There you go.
All right, cool. Next game up. Who did I have? I had the Green Bay Packers taking on Seattle. I think this is going to be a very good one. 2 quarterbacks that have not played in the past week for Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson has come back from his injury very quickly, actually, which is amazing. So tell me who y'all got winning this game.
Yep. I already picked this on I always do upset pick on my Titans podcast. Let's tighten up. And this week I chose the Seahawks to beat Green Bay at Green Bay with Russell Wilson coming back. I do be bold with my picks. So that was my bold pick. Like I said, Russell Wilson coming back. Aaron Rodgers missed a week, so I mean, we'll see. But yeah, both of them are gonna be a little rusty. But
wait, so he is when?
And well, we don't know. We'll find out today. He's eligible to come off the list today. So yeah. But
yeah, he met the protocol to actually play Sunday.
He had practice, so
yeah, practice.
So give me Seahawks. I already chose him.
Man, this for me really relies on if Aaron Rodgers plays. It is just that simple. Because if he plays, I'm picking the Packers. If he doesn't play, I'm picking the Seahawks. I think Russell Wilson coming back is going to be nice, but just how healthy is he going to be? Of course, he's going to be a little rusty and things of that nature. And you could probably say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. So just to be different from, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark though, man. I'll take the Seahawks as well. I think Russell Wilson has just enough to do it. And we've seen him do it time and time again. So I'll take the Seahawks here. So,
if Aaron Rodgers plays, I'm going with Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay just because, again, I've always believed that Aaron Rodgers is that guy. I would be cautious that he is coming off COVID, and I think we've all seen whether it's a NBA player, NFL player,
Cam Newton last year.
After coming off COVID, nobody's the same. It kind of takes their body a while to kind of get used to things. But I think even with that, I will still trust Aaron Rodgers because I don't trust Seattle's defense. I haven't trusted Seattle's defense in quite some time. And I think, if anything, we've seen Green Bay's defense play much, much better than I think we all probably could have said, because there were questions about their defense last year. And I think 2 defenses that I think have improved over year over year, Tennessee and I think Green Bay. So I'm going to go with Green Bay if Aaron Rodgers plays, which I think he is.
Right. I'm with y'all. If definitely Aaron Rodgers plays, I'm going Green Bay. If not, of course, Seattle. But I think when we look at, the COVID protocols, you can tell, certain players, instance Cam Newton last year, he missed multiple weeks. Rather, Aaron Rodgers, he just missed, one, I think. So, with just one. So, I mean, he's fine to me. He just lied. So, and that's all it is. Lying don't have anything to do with your performance on the field, especially if you don't catch it. So, give me Aaron Rodgers if he plays.
So split down the middle on this one. Okay.
Yep. Cool. In the last game, I still think this one is a difficult game, a matchup as well. Kansas City is going to play the Raiders. So tell me who y'all got winning.
Okay, no worries. So man, Chris Berman, man, the Raiders. Give me the Raiders, man. Give me the Raiders. Chiefs last week, 13-7, bro. 13. I'm sorry. Nah, Jordan Love, 13-7. Nah, give me the Raiders, bro. They playing in Vegas too. Give me Derek Carr and them boys.
Yeah, I think the Raiders bounce back in this game. The Chiefs are a mess. I'm just gonna keep it real. They're a mess. Like, we knew the problems that they had defensively, but they just look so out of sync on offense. From last week against Green Bay, to only put up 13 points and still come out with a win against a Green Bay team without Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's alarming. So give me the Raiders to bounce back at home against the Chiefs. Yes, your Kelly Temp Services employer, the Raiders. Yes, absolutely savage.
I don't want to do this. I'm going with the Raiders as well. Only because, guys, one of the commandments for let's be real is when somebody shows you who they are, then believe them. Kansas City is not playing well. As a big Pat Mahomes supporter as I am, I keep saying they're going to get out of it. He's going to get them out of it.
Yeah.
That Green Bay game, I was looking forward to that game to be like, all right, they're about to get it going. In that game, they didn't. Only beating Green Bay 13-7. Jordan Love, who didn't look good at all. I think that was alarming. I think that was enough for me to say, I'm not sure. Still some hope out there, but I'm not sure if Kansas City makes the playoffs. I'm still going to go with the Raiders on this one.
Well, shoot, let's sweep it. Give me the Raiders as well. Why not sweep it? I got the Raiders and the Chiefs splitting, I guess, their games, and they actually play them in 2-3 weeks again. So I'm pretty sure I'll pick the Chiefs then. But give me the Raiders right now. Has the NFL picked, figured Mahomes out? It's looking like it.
Maybe not.
Maybe, but I think it's because they can't run the football. Like, they haven't been able.
They don't run the football.
There you go. I was saying they just refuse to do it. That's their problem.
And that's the problem. That's also the problem with the Buffalo Bills right now. Teams just refuse to run the football.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
because they got pretty solid running backs. Both teams.
They just don't run the football.
If you got a slinger, why not let us sling it? You know.
Nah, the playoff time get cold out there. You get cold out there in the playoffs.
It's cold out there. You gotta be able to run them. You gotta be able to run it. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Speaking of players coming back soon, I did hear some promising news about Derrick Henry. Just say I heard some promising news.
I expect them back for the playoffs. I'm honest with you. I don't expect them to come back no more.
Please, you're not gonna tell us what it is?
He's just doing well. He's healing faster than. I mean, it's Derrick Henry. I kind of figured he's gonna heal pretty fast.
I'm telling
you. So you see how he did me too.
No, Larry, that's all I heard. That's all I heard. He's healing faster.
He'll be back for the playoffs. Whether it be wild card weekend or division round weekend, he will be back.
I heard he might be ready in the regular season.
He did exactly what Savage did the other day. Yeah, my homeboy, he want to talk to you. I mean, he said he wants to. I'm not sure what he said.
But it was something.
He might be back in the regular season. Now we might just rest him for the playoffs, which I would do. But there's a chance he might be back in the season late. But anybody got a trolling now? If y'all do, go ahead and play this music.
I can't think of one this week.
Okay, cool. Well, we can go ahead and end the show. Anybody got anything? I know Scott going to the Tigers game today.
Man, I'm hoping I make it. I got 3 hours. I'm on 3 hours of sleep, man. I'm hoping I make it.
Let me be the one to formally announce this because I just found this out last night. If you've been on Twitter, you've probably seen this.
There we go.
There it is. On Thursday, December 2nd, we need all of Memphis to come out and support the Great 3-6 Mafia as they have been chosen for the next verses to take part against Bone Thugs and Harmony. Should be a great versus, all vibes around, bunch of hits gonna be rolling through. So I think all of us fully expects 3-6 to completely wash Bone Thugs. No disrespect to Bone Thugs, but we fully expect 3-6 to take this one easily.
With all due respect to Bone. With all due respect.
Been a year and a half. They supposed to had the verses last April, but Boned us. I guess they called COVID. I forgot what happened. I just remember seeing DJ Paul on air, live on air. Was like, man, I was ready, and kept playing music. So it's been
it's official. It'll take place. 3, 6, and 5.
9, 4.
Again, all due respect to Ball Thugs and Hartman. All due respect, but nah, you're not taking 3, 6 on this. I'm sorry.
Because then it's like Juicy's got his, like he got 20 alone. Like I'm somebody that wanted Juicy J to do with his alone, like by himself.
Right?
But,
exactly.
Hey, man, two iconic groups help forge the hip hop to what it is today. Like I'm definitely
somebody got to have a live watch party for that. Like somebody need to have like a real nice little watch party at their house, and we all hit that. That's
we can slick do a spaces for that joint while we watching it.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Look, I just had to look.
It's on the Thursday too.
Yeah, it's on a Thursday.
Hey, I'm down if y'all down, but I have to look up and see how many followers the Memphis Grizzlies account got, because it's definitely, if they ain't at a million, they both at a million now. Hey, Devin, we need you to show out.
Pat got
Hey, Devin Walker, we need you to show out on that Memphis Grizzlies account, man.
You know he is.
Like all the hurt showing the love, but this it.
You know he is.
Yeah.
But yep, as y'all know, we got Starting 5 coming out Monday. Grizzlies better not lose to New Orleans. Is all I got to say about that show coming out Monday.
JV's revenge. That's gonna be the title.
Show. Let's start joking. Hey.
I hope so, man.
They just need to have the whole experience.
All 365. I need all of it. Like, we need a moment of silence for Lord Infamous. We need Country Black to show up and be Country Black. I need Pat to show up. I need Lil Chat to show up. I need Gangsta Boo to show up. We
trying to trap that one out, man.
Might as well.
It's in LA, might as well.
Yeah, LA.
Look, we had Gucci versus Jeezy in Magic City. Like, they might as well trap this joint.
Right. Always show up and show out, man.
Might as well.
Style.
I do want to get like a stat line for JV though, because he's putting up number 2 center type numbers right now in fantasy. So I think this may be a revenge game, and I'm gonna love it, but it's gonna break Twitter.
So we kind of got no choice. They won in 11.
Let me check his over. Let me check his over unders real quick.
Yeah,
But
yeah, at the end,
let's go.
Out right here.
It's about time. Okay, yeah, Savage talking about some Renaissance. Yeah, it's time to roll.
All right,
really, Savage.
Really. Last thing, Twitter Spaces. Catch us Twitter Spaces every Thursday with co-hosting with Tyler McGurrick from Fat Boy Fadeaway Podcast every Thursday going forward. We had a pretty good one this past Thursday, talking about Cam Newton, OBJ. Craziness going on, the Dolphins and Ravens game live on that joint. So till next time.
Hey, my boy, Warriors fan, ain't it?
Yep.
Oh. See, Tyler, I need you to connect with me, bro. We brothers now, man. We gotta connect.
He was on the Spaces with us. You should have said something.
Nah, I was playing 2K. I was doing like 3 things. I was doing 3-4 things at one time.
It's cool. It's cool.
All right, y'all.
I have my full attention next one.
Appreciate everybody tuned in. Ryan, Savage, everyone else. Till next time.
Yeah.
Peace.